The sleek glass walls of Sterling Automotive's conference room reflected nothing but tension that day. 15 of the company's brightest engineers stood defeated around a glowing workstation. For 3 exhausting weeks, they had battled a stubborn software glitch threatening to delay the company's revolutionary electric vehicle launch by half a year. At the head of the room, pacing with quiet frustration, was Nathan Sterling, the company's 34-year-old CEO, and a devoted single father to 6-year-old Lily. He had built this empire from a garage dream into one of the most respected names in modern automotive technology. But now, even he felt powerless before the uncooperative lines of code that refused to bend. "Run the diagnostic again," said Dr. Michael Chen, the weary lead engineer. "Maybe we missed something in the third-level integration." But they all knew the truth. They'd checked everything, again and again. The autonomous driving system worked flawlessly on its own. The moment it connected to the car's main computer, though, everything crashed. Just as frustration thickened the air, Nathan's assistant approached quietly. "Sir, it's almost 6. Should I call Miss Bailey to let her know you'll be late again?" Nathan sighed, glancing at his watch. He'd promised Lily they'd have dinner together. "Actually," he said, "ask her to bring Lily here. I don't want to break another promise." 20 minutes later, the conference room doors opened. In walked Allison Bailey, Lily's nanny, a woman who looked entirely out of place among the suits and glowing screens. Her blonde hair was pulled back neatly, her simple shirt and yellow cleaning gloves marking her as the least likely person to fix a high-tech disaster. "Daddy." Lily's joyful voice cut through the tension as she ran into Nathan's arms. "Allie and I baked cookies. We saved you the ones with extra chocolate chips." Nathan's stress melted instantly. "That sounds perfect, sweetheart. Just give Daddy a few minutes to finish up here." Lily's curious eyes darted toward the screens. "What's everyone looking at?" "We're trying to fix something really complicated," Nathan explained, "like when your toy stops working, but much, much harder." Allison stood quietly near the door, clearly trying not to intrude. But Nathan noticed her eyes scanning the code on the large display. Her polite smile slowly faded into a look of concentration. "Miss Bailey," Nathan said kindly, "you don't have to wait. We might be here a while." "Actually," Allison said softly, "if you don't mind, what kind of problem are you trying to solve?" Dr. Chen barely looked up, answering in a tone that carried polite dismissal. "Software integration failure. The autonomous system crashes when it communicates with the main network." Allison nodded, eyes narrowing at the code. "May I take a look?" A hush fell over the room. 15 engineers exchanged skeptical glances. Their nanny wanted to help. Nathan hesitated, but something in her calm confidence made him pause. "Sure," he said finally. "Go ahead." Allison approached the workstation. With quiet precision, she began scanning the code, still wearing her yellow gloves. Then, without a word, her fingers started typing. The rhythm of her keystrokes was quick, sure, and deeply familiar. Not the fumbling of an amateur, but the confidence of someone who knew what she was doing. After half a minute, she stopped and pointed. "Here," she said gently, "you've got a memory allocation conflict. The driver system and the main computer are fighting for the same memory space when the load increases. That's what's crashing your program." The engineers crowded around. "We've checked the memory dozens of times," Dr. Chen protested. "Not during dynamic scaling," Allison replied calmly. "Watch." She added a few short lines of code, a simple buffer to separate the memory usage, and gestured for them to test it. The diagnostic ran. Everyone held their breath, and for the first time in 3 weeks, the system worked perfectly. The room went silent. One engineer whispered, "That's impossible." Allison smiled softly. "Sometimes we overcomplicate things. I learned that lesson the hard way." Nathan stared at her, stunned. "Allison, how did you know that?" Her cheeks flushed slightly. "I have a bit of experience in this field," she said modestly. Dr. Chen looked up, suddenly curious. "What kind of experience?" Allison hesitated, then sighed. "Before I became Lily's nanny, I worked in autonomous vehicle programming. I was the lead programmer for the Aurora project at TechFlow Industries." Every head turned. The Aurora project had been legendary, the most ambitious AI driving system ever attempted. Before funding cuts forced it to vanish from the industry. Nathan blinked. "You were the lead programmer." "Yes," she said quietly. "But when TechFlow shut down, our entire team became unemployable. Rumors spread. No one would hire us. So I decided to start over. I love children, and Lily reminded me there's more to life than code." The room stayed silent for a long moment. 15 engineers, one CEO, and a little girl watching her nanny's secret brilliance come to light. Finally, Nathan smiled. "Allison, would you consider working for Sterling Automotive? We could really use someone with your insight." She looked at Lily, then back at Nathan. "I appreciate it, sir, but Lily's already been through so much. She needs stability, and I promised to be here for her." Nathan thought for a moment, then grinned. "Who said anything about changing that? How about a new position, Chief of Autonomous Systems with ours that end right when Lily gets home from school?" That day changed everything. Under Allison's guidance, Sterling Automotive achieved breakthroughs no one thought possible, not just in technology, But in how they treated people, she led with patience, humility, and the quiet strength of someone who had nothing to prove, only something to give. 6 months later, magazines praised Sterling Automotive for its innovation and leadership. But Nathan always smiled when he read those articles because he knew the real story. It wasn't about software or success. It was about a woman who reminded everyone that brilliance doesn't always wear a suit. Sometimes, it wears yellow gloves and bakes cookies after work. Because true genius, as Whispers of Kindness reminds us, often lies not in the code we write, but in the hearts that guide us to see what truly matters.